There you go. Oof. Go on, react. So this was week 2 of the pressing and covering 6-week session plan. Pressing for glory. So the aim was to encourage them to press with intensity, particularly in the final third, work as units and as a team to win the ball back quickly, and then react from the triggers from the opposition to help them press and support each other. The overall theme is pressing and covering. So I want you to have in your head when you're playing about how we press, how we cover, how we support each other, okay? We started off with a similar arrival activity. I wanted the consistency from week to week so that the players, as they arrived, they knew what they were doing and they could just gradually flow into 1v1, 2v2 matches, into eventually the 3v3. The arrival activity had a slightly different challenge this week with each pitch split into thirds. And it linked to the final session of the plan around winning the ball back in the final third as quickly as you can. Now we're going to start off with a very quick game. I've got 2 mini pitches using the yellow cones, and we're going to go into 3v3 games, mini games. And the aim is just to score goals into the mini goals just like you normally would. So because we're into week 2, I've kept the consistency of the arrival activity to being 3v3 games, just with a slight different focus and a slightly different pitch layout than week 1. So this time I've got both pitches split into thirds, and in a minute I'm going to give both teams a challenge of trying to press quickly and win the ball in the attacking third, and they'll be rewarded with 3 goals if they can do that. I want you to press quickly, yeah, with intensity, and I want the support around it, but how are you going to know when to do it? Can I just stop for a sec? 'Cause that was really good. Because what did you do? You pressed him, and not only did you press him, but you kind of stopped him from playing straight out here. So the way you did it was really good because you kind of blocked that line of pass. If you could have been a little bit closer, you might have prevented the pass, but you did a good job because what was great about your position? He was the support. He was here. So as soon as that ball was played through, you swept that up. And I reckon, even if he'd made a pass and he got beat and he was dribbling at you, you'd been there to back him up. So that support is really important. So working as a unit, that is a really good example of good play. Did you see that moment that you pressed down, won the ball back? What allowed you to press? Can you remember? He was facing his own goal and you closed that down because it's going to take him time to turn. It's going to take him time to get himself ready. All that time is really important and allows you to get close and either make a challenge or at least force them backwards. We then moved into a 1v1 pressing practice that was really focused around that first bullet point around pressing with intensity. My red cone is 3 points, so that's going to be down there. So you place yours down. That's 1 point. That's 1 point. So I start with the ball there. I'm going to play in and then I'm going to defend against him. I'm going to play in. I'm going to close down as the ball travels. If I steal it from him, because I've defended well, I'm going to defend again. And I'll play again. Now, I played in. If you beat me, you can go for 3 other ones. I'm going to try and protect the 3. So I'm going to force, I'm going to try and defend, I'm going to try and defend. If he does get there, that's fine. I haven't defended so well. So now he gets to have a turn at it. So I'm going to go in there, and now I'm attacking. And he gets a turn at defending. Do you know what foot he is? Do you know what foot he is? He left?
Yeah.
So try and get him on his right, yeah? Think about your body shape. Get him on his right. Good. Go on, go on, go on. Yes. So for the coaches that are watching, we've got obviously the 1v1 battles going on, linked to that pressing with intensity, lots of repetition. I want them to think about, for example, the body shape. I've talked to a couple of players about tactics of defending, getting them onto weaker foot. The great thing about a session like this as well, you can now start adjusting if you wanted to support the various needs. We could make the areas longer to maybe challenge that ability to press quicker. We could make it wider or make the cones further apart, or we could bring them closer together. There's lots of things we could start adapting for individual groups. We could also start moving players around based on their physical capabilities. So a lot of opportunities here to make adaptations. To finish the activity, we went into a larger game, 6v6. The pitch was split into thirds again, replicating the arrival activity, and we went into winning the ball in the final third gives you 3 points, the mid third gives you 2 points, the defensive third gives you 1. All I want you to think about is the opportunities to press as quickly as we can. Some of the things you've suggested around looking at the body shape of the receiver. Are they isolated? Are we isolated? The pass type that's going in, maybe their first touch. There's lots of things that we could use to help us decide, are we going to go and press and are we going to go and challenge? We had planned that there would be potentially 16 in this session this week, but it's ended up that there was 12 and then one's dropped out. So we had set up a 60 by 40 to play a larger game, but because of the numbers, I've just gone and used my smaller pitch, which I think is a little bit more appropriate. Now, there's one thing that I want you to think about, because I'm listening to your communication, and there's times when we're saying press, press, press. Now, I know that's the session topic, but there's going to be times when we can't press. And if you did it every single time, you're going to be really, really tired. And if the pass is good and they've got a good touch, just say to yourself, well, actually, I'm not going to press now. We're just going to get into a position to look at when they make their next pass, can I press that one? There we go. Good, well done, and a good challenge. There you go. Oof. Go on, react. Finish. Okay, have a quick timeout, team talk. What I want you to do, thinking about the maximum points. So for blues, it's 3, 2, 1. Yellows, 3, 2, 1. I want a defensive strategy. If we can get the ball on their restart, take up your positions, go high, fill the two top thirds, pick up your players like you've said, maybe that'll get you the extra points. So now the yellows wanted to go for the 3-2s. They've gone into the 2/3, but they've got out of it. Not yet, okay. Ooh, finish that, well done. And it comes from what you were doing. You were directing him into here, into your teammates. That was brilliant, well done.